At 5:40 a.m., after a red-eye from Berlin, I found a folded note under seat 14A. Most people think flight attendants collect trash and smile for photos. They do not see the crying toddlers, the panic attacks at 30,000 feet. Or the way your knees burn after 12 hours in the aisle. That morning, I had already decided I would quit. I was tired, empty, and honestly a little angry at the world. The cabin was almost clean when I saw that small white square. No logo, no name, just careful handwriting. Thank you for holding my daughter's hand 3 years ago. She graduates today. That was it. No signature. Just a tiny photocopy of a girl in a blue graduation gown, smiling like she had sunlight inside her chest. I stood there in the quiet cabin and tried to remember. 3 years is a lot of flights. Thousands of faces. I could not place her. But all day, while we boarded another route, the note stayed in my pocket like a warm stone. I started noticing things I had stopped seeing. An older man reading the same page over and over because his eyes were wet. A teenager traveling alone who kept checking the gate screen every 30 seconds. A mother whispering it's okay to herself more than to her baby. Somewhere between coffee service and landing announcements. I remembered a storm flight. Severe turbulence. Seatbelt signs on. A little girl in 14A, maybe 15, gripping the armrest so hard her knuckles turned white. She had whispered, "Are we going to die?" And I had knelt down and said, "No. You are brave. Breathe with me. In for 4, out for 4. Then I held her hand until the sky calmed down. I had forgotten that moment. She had not. For weeks, I carried that note in my apron pocket. When a passenger snapped at me, I touched the paper. When I felt invisible, I touched the paper. It reminded me that small kindness can outlive our memory of it. A month later, on a Friday evening flight to Madrid. Boarding was almost complete when a woman stopped in front of me. She looked nervous, like she had rehearsed a sentence 100 times. "Excuse me," she said. "Do you remember seat 14A, during a storm, years ago?" My throat tightened. Before I could answer, a young woman stepped beside her. Same eyes as the graduation photo. Same shy smile. The mother's voice shook. My daughter had severe anxiety. After that flight, she started saying your breathing count every time she panicked. In for 4, out for 4. It helped her through school. Through exams. Through nights she thought she couldn't continue. She graduated medicine this month. The daughter took my hand and said, "I wanted to become the person who stayed calm for scared people. Because once, someone did that for me." For a second, the noisy gate disappeared. I just stood there, holding 2 boarding passes and trying not to cry in public. That night, after landing, I opened my resignation draft. I stared at it for a long time. Then I deleted every line. I did not stay because the job suddenly became easy. It didn't. My back still hurts. Delays still happen. People are still impatient. But now I understand something I had forgotten. Service is not about perfect uniforms and polished announcements. Sometimes it is one sentence at the right time. One hand during turbulence. One human being telling another, "You are not alone." Now I keep small cards in my pocket. On each card, I write, "You are doing better than you think." Or, "Breathe. You are safe right now." Sometimes passengers leave them behind. Sometimes they fold them into wallets. Once, a child used one as a bookmark and drew a smiling airplane on it. Every time I walk past seat 14A, I still glance down, just in case. Not because I expect another miracle note. But because I know now. The quiet moments we think are nothing. Maybe the exact moments someone else remembers forever. I used to think I was serving coffee at 30,000 feet. Now I think I am carrying small pieces of courage from one stranger to another. And some mornings, that is more than enough reason to stay.